Hi everyone, welcome to Gailify. It's wonderful to have you on this channel. If you're new here, you are warmly welcome. So my name is Abigail and I've started a new series called Gailify, Let's Fix This. So I talk about daily issues that affect you, affect me, that we're thinking about, but we're probably not talking about, and we look at ways to manage or fix them. So today I'm going to talk about why we are struggling to communicate now. Now, a bit of context here, because this is a very broad topic and communication covers a lot of things. So my context here is we have a lot more mediums to communicate, but people are connecting less and less. And why is this happening? Let's get right into the video. So, like I said, we have so many means of communicating now. I've lost count of the number of platforms that we have at our disposal now to actually talk or text or communicate with other people. Now, I was born in the late 90s, and when I was young, we didn't have like phones in every house. You had to be really wealthy to have a cable phone in your house. So we, the kids, we didn't actually make phone calls. It was the elderly ones who would go out there if they wanted to speak to people who had phones. They'll go out there, find someone who was like a dealer who would charge them a small fee and put the call through for them. Now, if they wanted to talk to someone that didn't have a phone, they had to physically make the journey to the person's house or to a location to meet up with the person and talk to them. Now, as hard as it sounds, we actually had more connected relationships then. We knew people more. We didn't know a lot of people, but the few people that we knew, we actually had a proper relationship, had meaningful conversations with them. Now, things have obviously changed. Everybody owns a phone, basically. Even children own phones. And we all have access to wonderful apps, innovations that makes communication so easy. Like, I can take a phone and call someone who is on the opposite side of the globe and be connected in a matter of seconds. So, I am grateful for that. But unfortunately, we are less connected. We know so many people. Like, I know celebrities that I have never even spoken to in face-to-face, and I'll probably never meet. I know people from LinkedIn, business people, that I probably will never meet. When I go on YouTube or if I go on Facebook and I read comments, I'm kind of like meeting people in a way, but these are strangers that it feels like I know them, but I don't know them. Now, that's not the only problem. So we are constantly distracted. We can't have the time, or we're not able to create the time to actually communicate effectively with the people that are closest to us. So our relatives, even our partners, we're struggling, our children, our friends, because of these devices that were actually made to help us to communicate. So it's actually being counterintuitive, isn't it? But I believe that the phones came at a proper time. I mean, I don't want to go back to that time where we had to struggle to communicate. Obviously, it's good now that we have access to communicate, but if we're not careful, we're going to drift further and further apart from each other. And that's not what the aim of these devices. I suppose those that made the apps were hoping that it would connect us more. So there's a way to actually maximize the opportunity that these devices provide and that these resources offer. So that's what we're going to get into. Now, what are the main problems these days? One, like I said, we are distracted, so we can't even start the conversations. Two, we are not using the right mediums for the right kind of information. So for instance, text messages have their place, but there are some situations that demand you to make a phone call, to actually use your voice. Unfortunately, some of us have become so reliant on these text messaging apps that we can't even imagine making a phone call. Like, I know people who have anxiety around making voice calls to other people. Number three, people are hiding behind anonymous profiles and actually causing a lot of damage to other people. Because just look at a typical post that one of your favorite let's say one of your favorite stars or celebrities are gonna post, you're gonna have positive comments and negative comments. Now, some of these comments can be really tough to deal with. There's a lot of hate, and there is also the cancel culture where, you know, your post or whatever that you post out there, if it doesn't sit right with people, you can be cancelled. Now, people can text or put out anything they wish without actually feeling anything at all. People can just forward videos, or they can just forward messages without actually thinking about the person that it's going to affect. But this wasn't in the past. I mean, you would have to be physically there to actually say your mind, so you wouldn't be able to say anything untold, and people's mental spaces were protected because of that. So how do we resolve these issues? If you're like me, I want to improve my communication. I want to maximize the use of my senses. I want to connect with people. How do we do that? Number one, make the time to communicate. We've got the attention span of a chicken, I would say now. We are constantly distracted. But one way to actually overcome the problems that these communication tools are bringing is to create the time. Create the time to talk to your spouse, create the time to talk to your children, ideally face to face. Two, we need to use the right means for the right conversations. Emails have their place, text messages have their place, and phone calls have their place. Don't send a text when you need to call. Don't just do a phone call when you need to do a face-to-face. Number three, I would say respond to people's efforts to communicate. This is advice that I'll take for myself, because a lot of my friends are going to say, Abigail, you're really bad at this. And I agree, guilty as charged. But I'm going to, and I hope you do too, responding to messages promptly, because I respect that people would actually take the time to send a message to me, sometimes just to say hello or to check up. But sometimes I feel like I haven't got time to text back. But I know this is not good. So I am telling myself, and I hope you are taking this as well from me, to respond to your text messages and initiate some conversations as well. And the next point is, as much as possible, use proper communication skills. So aside using your senses, your eyes, your tone of voice, you know, your gestures, being there presently, physically. If it has to be a text message, make sure you're using proper grammar. Emojis have their place. Short forms have their place. Use proper grammar. The use of punctuations. These are all skills that we're losing. A lot of people cannot even write a single sentence without making a grammatical blunder. Where in the past that would not be forgiven, but now it's like it's the norm. But to be able to actually maintain that skill set, make sure you are exercising the right use of the language as much as possible when the situation demands it. My final thoughts are, communication is not difficult. I mean, it's easier now. We just need to do a little bit more work to make sure that we are really connecting, because communication is the way people breathe life into us and the way we breathe life into them. And a lot of problems are because we're not connecting. We are social beings. We are made to connect with each other. We are made to derive strength, motivation, inspiration from other people. And we only do that through communication. There's no other way to do it. So if we're not communicating right, it's a one-way road to disaster, okay? I hope that these tips would be helpful for you in improving your communication skills. Like I said, I'm taking them on board as well. So let me know what you think about these, and obviously let me know your comments and I will do well to respond to them. Thank you so much for staying with me up until now. Kindly like, share, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace out.